Welcome everyone to the master class. I am very excited to have every one of us join us. So thank you everyone who has joined in just on time. Mr. Lukman Alimi, thank you for coming. Mrs. Ismail Saidat Wakemi, thank you for coming. Mrs. Kafat Oloshinde, Mrs. Uamaka, I want to make sure I get the full name. Uamaka, I think Victoria, yes. Thank you very much, everyone, for being here. Okay, so thank you, everyone, for being here. We're just going to start. So, welcome once again to this masterclass. I'm just going to go straight to the point of why we are here. So, after welcoming you, I also want to say kudos to you because it takes a lot of intentionality to be here. And I love to meet parents who are very intentional. So just very briefly, of course, it would be very nice for you to meet me, right? I think so. My name is Rashidat Operio Molola. I am a member of the Professional Mentors and Coaches in Nigeria. I'm a certified public speaking coach. I'm the lead coach and I'm a speaker. I'm the lead coach at Speak Up Academy Nigeria. I help children and young people find their voice boldly and confidently through soft skills coaching. I've been doing this for 5 years. I have helped more than 200 families. I've helped more than 200 families and I've helped more than 200 families. And of course, like I said, I'm very excited to be doing this today. Okay, so by the end of this conversation, because that's what I like to call it, I would have said, oh, tell me your name and where you're joining in from. But I think a lot of people already introduced themselves on the group. So I'll just keep that part. So in this session today, you're going to discover why children lose their confidence. You're also going to discover what are the common parenting. Some of them, I know you know them. Some of them, you probably do not know. They aren't something you shouldn't be doing. So you're going to be learning them today. And then we're also going to move from there to what are these 5 frameworks, 5 things you need to start doing, practical strategies that can help your child speak up boldly. These are things that they're not quick fixes, but they're things, if you can incorporate them into your family life, it is going to help you raise a child who's confident and who can go anywhere and make their mark in the world. The next one is I'm also going to walk you through how can we be your partner at Speak Up Academy Nigeria. And then finally, I'm going to be sharing some of the case studies. Some parents had shared their concerns, their child's communication concerns with me. And I said I was going to address the 5 top case studies. And that's what I am going to be doing on this call. So by the end of the session, God willing, we would have covered all of these things. So let us just quickly go straight to the point. I want to believe everybody can still hear me and see my slides. All right. So because we're talking about why children lose their confidence today, it is also very, very important that you get an idea of what are we even trying to call confidence, because a lot of times people think real confidence is just when your child is able to stand in front of people, and or maybe real confidence is when your child can just express themselves. No, it's an aspect of it, but it's not what confidence means in its entirety. So what does confidence mean? Confidence is when it's a quiet inner belief. No, it's a quiet inner belief. It's not the shouting type. It's not the one that you start shouting, I can do it, I can do it. No, it's a inner belief, because this belief is something that would continue to be there. It's that voice in your head that tells you this thing is hard, but I can still do it. So it's a quite inner belief that you're capable. It has absolutely nothing Yeah, maybe that's the first myth I am going to be busting in this class today. It has nothing to do with personality type. I hear people say things like, oh, I'm an introvert, I'm an extrovert, I'm an ambivert, all of that. Confidence has nothing to do with it. I've said it before in one of the editions of our parenting masterclass like this, that do you know that some of the most confident people that I have ever met, they are very introverted. They're introverted. They are not the people who they talk in once they get to a setting, they're the first to talk. No, they are not. They are calm, they're reserved, but when it is time to share their opinions respectfully, you would see them open their mouth and do it. And so confidence has nothing to do with personality type. Confidence is a skill that is built layer by layer from infant through experience, environment, and relationships, and store as internal voice. I'm going to repeat that. Confidence is a skill that is built layer by layer from infant through experience, environment, and relationships. I'm going to explain these things one after the other. Just stay with me. And please, if you ever get a light bulb moment as we go on in this webinar, please let me know if there's something very remarkable for you. Let me know in the comments. You can also share in the reactions. Let me know, oh, Rashida, you're making sense. Oh, Rashida, that was nice. That was good. Please do let me know. So it's a running log of evidence the child keeps about themselves and the world. So it's like everything, every time things happen around your child, they log it in their memory that, okay, I am confident. Okay, yes, I can do this, or yes, I cannot do this. So it's like the information keeps storing in their head. So let me just explain it again. So confidence is something that I wouldn't say was born with children, but children came to the world having no limitations in their mindset. It's the same reason you see children, they want to touch the fire because they don't know why they should not touch the fire. And we'll be like, this child, you're very bold. You did that, you jumped from that height, because they do not understand consequences yet. So they're quite they can do things. They can do the things that you're quite amazed about. In fact, sometimes they say the damnedest thing because they don't know. They don't know it is wrong. But over the years, as they grow up, these three things I have mentioned, the experiences, the environment, and relationship, is the thing that now comes together to check whether this child is now going to be confident, whether you are logging in confidence into your child's memory, or you are taking away from their confidence. Now, let me get into it very quickly. Very, very quickly, let me get into it. All right. Okay. Okay, so let me get into it very quickly. So I said I was going to explain these three concepts: the experience, the environment, and relationship, as the three things that would show whether your child is going to now grow up having this inner belief that they can do anything in the world. Please, if you're not talking, please mute your microphone. If you're not talking, mute your microphone. All right. So how does experience count? So when they were young, I'd like to start the story from when the children were still very young. Okay, they start to try to roll on their backs. They start trying to sit up by themselves. There are even some children that you'd be like, you're not even, calm down, bro. Why are you in a hurry to sit? The way they would want to sit when you want to put them lying on their backs, the way they would want to, get to sit on time when you want to lie them on their backs. So every time your child tries to do something new, like roll on their backs and all that, when they do it, they feel confident. They feel like, oh yeah, I can roll my back. Really, I can do that. And then before you know it, they're sitting down. Oh wow, I can sit down. Have you ever seen the joy on a child's face when they take their first step? Can anybody share with me? I have experienced that with one of my daughters. The first time she made her first step, she was laughing, she was so happy. And I was like, can this child feel the fact that, oh, she's taking her first step? That is because for every time your child is able to surmount a challenge, okay, they are logging that as, oh, I can do something I have not done before. So that logs into your confidence bank, like, okay, I can do something. So other experiences, you want to ask yourself, do you allow your children to try things? Are you the one that says, oh, she's just two now, I cannot allow her to crack my eggs, or she's just two now, I cannot allow her to wear her shoes by herself? Do you give them age appropriate calls? Do you rescue quickly? You don't allow them make any mistake. You don't even want any mess. You don't allow them make any mess. You don't allow them test things out. Every time you do that, you're telling that child, you cannot do hard things. You cannot do new things. Just follow my lead, and that's all. You are not allowed to be yourself. So that's the first thing. So you need to ask yourself, in terms of experience, are you putting into your child's confidence bank, or are you removing from it? I would like to read from you if any of these things really, really apply to you. Okay, so let's move on to environment, the physical and the emotional environment. So you ask yourself, in our home, in the environment you have created for your child, because environment goes a very long way. In fact, in psychology, environment is the second most strongest socializing agent. That's like super influential. Apart from the family, the environment is the next one. Now, I'm even talking about the environment in your home now. Does it help your child become more confident? Are questions welcomed in your home? Are mistakes welcome? How do you treat mistakes? Now, I'm not going to act like, oh, I'm a saint. I remember there was a time when, even when my daughter spills water, it's very triggering for me. If my daughter spills water, I'm shouting, I'm screaming, who poured this water again? What is wrong with you? Why would you do that? You know? And it is not supposed to be, because it's just water. Even as an adult, you can spill water yourself. But somehow, when our children does it, we expect them to be adults that they are not. So, what is your environment? Is it safe for expression, for self-expression? Are your children allowed to express themselves? You know, and this also goes for the environment in school, the environment in home, and then the final one is the relationship, and it has a little bit of things to do with the environment. What are your children as a parent? And this is where your role is very big. Your role is very, very important as a parent. How you speak to your child, how you relate to your child, how you model to your child, everything you do around your child is so, so important. See, your children, then I would say this and I know because some people registered as educators. You're welcome. Some people register as educators. This also goes for teachers. See, the children you're teaching, your children, they believe you. They believe you so much. Whatever it is you tell to them, you tell them they are fat, they feel fat. Even if they are not fat, they feel fat. If you tell them they are dumb, they feel dumb. If you tell them they are brilliant, they feel super brilliant. If you tell them they are intelligent, that is exactly how they feel. So how are you as a parent? How are you relating with your child? How do you make them feel? You have so much influence on your child. And I don't know if I had to stay on this particular topic, I am going to spend the entire day. So I don't want to stay there. But you want to really look into yourself. Are you very calm with your child? Are you because some of us, in all honesty, some of us, and I don't mean this as an attack to anyone, because I used to be there. We are super kind to other people. And I'll just give one example and move on. I remember one time, one of my friend's daughter came to my place, and then she came on, they went to my children's bedroom, and the girl pulled down their windows curtain. And I remember being very angry. I thought it was my daughter that did. And I was already screaming on her. And the moment I was told it was my daughter, my body first came down okay, it was my friend's daughter rather. I became more calm, because I feel like I can't scream at her the way I screamed at my daughter. I cannot even beat her the way I beat my own daughter. And that's the way most of us do to our families. Whenever the topic is about, whenever the thing is done by our own, children, we feel like, oh, I can do whatever I like to you. And it shouldn't be like that. Whatever compassion, whatever grace we extend to other people, other people's children, we should always make sure that we're doing it to our own children as well. So I want you to ask yourself today, from everything I have said about how children lose their confidence as they grow up. Because if you look at all of the three things I have explained so far, you would see very clearly that, am I not logging out of my child's confidence? Am I giving them the best experience in my home? The environment in my home, is it very enabling? The relationship I create with my children, is it the one that helps them build confidence, or the ones that takes away even from the little one they came with into this world? Because confidence is also something that you can now remedy in the future, but it is very much better to build something than to fix it. So you want to ask yourself, am I logging into my child's confidence, or am I taking out of it? Okay. So I want you to answer me in the chat box. Tell me, are you logging in? Do you think you're logging in into your child's confidence bank, or you're taking away from it? I would like to read from a few of us before I continue. I would like to read from a few of us. So now I'm not alone. Are you listening to me at all? Is anybody there? Can you hear me? Can you feel me? Please tell me. If I don't get any
Yes,
response,
I
it
can
tells me
hear
that,
you.
okay. So tell me, do you think you are, okay, so for some people, they feel like, oh, I'm doing both. I'm probably taking away from their confidence, and I'm also adding to their confidence. So tell me, which ones, what are you doing? Thank you, Mrs. Victoria, for your response. You can just type it in the chat so I know you are with me. All right, so we're now going to go into the confidence killers. So now that you understand the chemistry, now that you understand the science, now that you understand how your child's confidence might be decreasing as they grow up, because if we don't do anything about these things, then nothing is going to, I promise you, nothing is going to change. Absolutely nothing. So now you're going to ask yourself that, what are the confidence killers? What are the things that I might be doing? What are the things that I might be doing that that is chipping my child's confidence away? Apart from this explanation that I have made, that are you helping your child? Are you helping them? Are you giving them? Are you helping them try new things? Are you giving them the environment to thrive? Now let us look at some of the confidence killers that we are going to be touching on today. So what are the things, what are the habits we have as parents? I'm going to mention about 9 of them. I would be very happy to hear from maybe 1 or 2 persons to tell me which one they don't do at all, and one that they feel like, oh, they're guilty of, and they'll take notes going forward. So the first one is comparison. I'm very sure we are familiar with the this catchphrase that says comparison is a thief of joy. Comparison is a thief of joy. I hated comparison growing up so much that I hated to hear my father say, can't you see your sister? I don't want to know. I am not my sister. I am not my sister. Your children are not the same. They're not the same people. They're different people. They're different personalities. Don't compare them. Never, ever do it. When you do it, you're outrightly putting that child down. You're telling that child you are not enough. You can never be enough. And in fact, the more you do it, the worse it gets. So ask yourself, am I comparing my child with other children? Are you telling them, so you can't be like Miriam, the Miriam in your class that came first, or the Miriam in your, can't you see? Miriam is always this. If there is anything about your child you want to address, face them heads on. In fact, don't face your child, face that challenge. Make your child know that you and your child, you're on the same team. That thing is the problem. That thing is the problem. How can we solve it? Your children, they are human beings too. They have real feelings. They have blood running through their veins. Ask them, you'll be shocked. You'll be shocked at what your maybe 6-year-old, 7-year-old, what your 10-year-old, not to even talk of teenagers, can tell you when you talk to them about things instead of just acting like you're just the alpha and omega and you cannot talk things through with your children. Stop comparing them with other children. The second thing is criticism. How do you criticize your kids? And this one, I'm always like quite passionate about. I talk about it a lot in our parenting community. For parents who have, bought some of our courses, I tell them one of the worst things you would do is to destructively criticize your child all the time. And I'll tell you what destructive criticism looks like. Destructive, any criticism that doesn't have a lesson, that does not have a teaching moment, is not a good criticism. And I'm going to ask just one question from every parent here today. I'm going to ask you, if you worked with a boss, if you're working with someone who's above you, and this person constantly, every single time, this person tells you what you have done wrong, only what you have done wrong, every single time. They tell you, you're not doing this well. No matter what you do right, this person apparently only sees what you have done wrong every single time. What do we call that thing again? Toxic environment. Am I correct? I need answers. Toxic environment, right? Is that not what we call it? Toxic environment. Am I correct? I need responses, please, so I know I'm not alone. Yes, toxic environment.
Yes.
Yes, thank you very much. That is exactly how it looks for our children when the only thing you do all the time is criticize them. You put this bag here, you put these shoes here. The moment you call them, they know what you want to tell them is they have done something wrong. You will even sound answer you, ma. Like they know the only thing you do is to criticize them. Constant criticism. Nothing. So if your criticism does not have lessons in it, then it's not a good one. And I'll tell you what a good criticism also looks like. It looks like, so I call it CRC approach. The C stands for comment, the R stands for recommend, and the last C stands for comment. So before you put your child down and say, you didn't do it well, this and that, try to look into what they have done. I'll give an example. There was a time that, I think we were rushing out of the house and my daughter was trying to tie her shoes. And of course, she wasn't tying it the way I would tie the lace shoes for her. She wasn't doing it that way. And I had two options. I could tell her, is this how to tie shoes? And then I'll take it from her and then I would just do it. And the option that I have is I bent down to her level and then I said, oh, fantastic. You're trying to tie your shoes by yourself. Well done. I like the effort. I like the fact that you're trying to do it by yourself. But next time, can we try it this way? And then I showed her around it. And she tied the second one by herself. Not perfectly, but manageable. And I let it fly. I left it like that. As long as it wasn't something that was going to maybe injure her or cause a damage to her health. It's just shoelace. It doesn't have to be my way all the time. And that way, that child feels like, and I actually can do things, and it helps that child. It logs in into that child's confidence bank that, in fact, my mommy actually, in fact, believes in me. She feels like I'm tying my shoelace by myself. So how are you criticizing your child? The next one is public humiliation. Because, well, we don't want to act like we're not doing our job as parents. So your child does something bad in the public, and what you do is you start bashing them, hitting them, pow, pow, pow. And even strangers are bashing them with you. They're bashing them with you. You to join them. What is wrong with you? You're all screaming on that child. You are killing your child's confidence. You're telling them, see, I can disgrace you anywhere. I can do whatever it is I like to you. And anybody can actually talk you down. And it took me a while to learn this in parenting. And the moment I did, I would never join a strangers to bash my child. I'm not saying that you should not correct your child. I'm only saying that do not put them up for public humiliation. And I'm not saying that you cannot correct your child on the spot, as long as that correction is the way I have explained, the way you will criticize them. It's fine, you will do it. So So that you would put them up for. Can you still hear me, please? Can you still hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
All right. So you don't put them up for public dragging. So you're shouting at them. Four other people in the scene, they are also shouting at them because you don't want to feel like, oh, you're not doing a good job as a parent. You don't really want to do that. When you do that, you're taking away from your child's confidence. The next one is overprotection. I don't want her to fall. I saw a video recently. Let me quickly share. So the video is of a child, a small child, and there was a candle in front of the child, a lighted candle in front of the child. And this child, he was trying to touch it, trying to touch it, trying to touch it. The person, it's a video. And I assume the person didn't say anything because maybe they want the child to learn a lesson. And I remember that the moment the child put her hand long enough in that fire, she removed it and picked the race away from that light and never came back to it. And what does that do? That is telling us that sometimes we overprotect our children. Don't touch that light. We are screaming, we are shouting. Sometimes you need to let them learn. Let them fail a little bit. Let them learn a little bit. Not in a way that can, like that child, I'm not saying going to say, oh, the child is a kind of fire that can pour on the child, or is a kind of no. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying if there are genuinely mistakes that they can learn from and is not harmful to their health, do not overprotect them. Don't say, oh, some of us, we have maybe helps in the house. Because of that, our children cannot do anything. They cannot do house chores. They cannot wash plates. They can't do anything. And then they grow up into adults and say, you cannot even do anything. How would they be able to do anything when you don't give them age-appropriate chores? Children, in fact, there's a research that says children who do age-appropriate chores, they grow up to be more responsible. They grow up to have more personal sense of responsibility. They are likely to do better at workplace. There are just a lot of numerous benefits to not overprotecting our children. Do you understand what I'm saying? Let them learn their own lessons. Let them fail a little bit if the consequence is not that, big. Then the next one is overcorrection. I think I've touched on that earlier. Every time you have something to correct them on, every time you call them, they know, hey, also today, they are here again. They want to bash me. So when you do that, you're taking away from your child's confidence. When you ignore them, they can't talk to you. Say, this, that. We tell them they talk too much. We tell them, in fact, this is the part where we label them. Say, this is a talkative. And what you're telling that child is that your voice does not matter. You're talking too much. Don't talk to me again. While in fact, what we can do is we can help them harness that skill, that talking skill, into something beneficial. Tell me a story. Instead of just saying things that are not meaningful, tell me a story. Tell me this. Help them structure their thoughts. Another one is praise focused on outcome. Your child does something and the only thing he says is, well done. Oh, well done. No, don't say well done. Tell them what they have done well. Tell them what they have done well. Tell them, oh, I love the way you did this. I love the effort you put into doing that. That way they know that what you are genuinely impressed about is the process, is the effort that goes into that thing. And that way they are very pumped to try new things. Then another one is emotional invalidation. This one, you have to make sure that your children, you emotionally validate them. Sometimes we wrong our children. Do you know you wrong your children sometimes? And you need to learn to apologize to them when you wrong them. Don't think they're just children. Yes, and I know this one is very hard, especially as an African parent. I know it's very, very hard. I remember one time I did something, I wronged my daughter, and I wanted to tell her sorry. And as I don't know how this will sound to everybody on the call, but I'm telling you the truth. And I wanted to apologize to her. It felt so strange to me. I started crying like, Ma, so sorry for Moi. And because I really just wanted to apologize, I eventually did. But I just wanted to tell you how strange it felt for me. And that is the way it is for a lot of us. We find it very, very difficult to apologize to our children. When you don't apologize to your children, especially when you have wronged them, I'm not saying apologize unnecessarily. I'm saying if you have genuinely wronged your child, apologize to them. When you don't apologize to your children, you're telling them they don't matter, their feelings don't matter, they are not worthy of love. That's what you're telling them. And all of these things are the things that helps a child feel safe and confident. And the final one is labeling. When you label your child, you are not doing them any good service, especially if it is the negative label. If it is the negative label, you are boxing your child in one corner. You see, I like to tell parents, I'm not saying that these labels do not exist. I am not saying that these labels do not exist. I am only saying that sometimes you don't have to say it to your child. Don't say it to your child. So I'll tell you, there was a time that my daughter, she was very bubbly, very, in fact, she will greet people we don't know. Like, I don't know them. She'll smile at people and greet people. But by the time she was around age 3 or something, I don't know whether my words were getting to her, because I remember I would say things like, you don't even know that person. This girl, you're already laughing at that person too. Because I would just see people laughing towards us. I'll be like, I'm backing and I'll see that, oh, they are laughing at my daughter. I'm like, you're already laughing at this person. I don't know whether that was it, but she crawled back into her shell. By the time she was around 3 plus, she started, being she would retreat to my back. She doesn't want to talk to people. She doesn't want to greet people. And that was when it dawned on me, like, oh, I think I have done something to this girl. And then I needed to start reversing what I have done. I needed to start reversing it. So, are you also doing the same thing? And let me tell you how labeling came into this. So, I have a choice at that time to start saying that, oh, my daughter is shy. She's a very shy girl. I could say that. But I did not. I would never say that. I would take her to places. And when we get there and they say, oh, hi, hello, baby girl. And she's not greeting them. She's running to my back and all that. I would say, oh, sometimes she takes her time before she mixes with people. That's it. You never hear it from my mouth. She's shy girl. No, I would never say that. I would never give her that label to her face. No, I won't say it. I'd rather reframe it in a way that, doesn't make her believe in her head that that is who she is. Even that word that I said, sometimes I am intentional about maybe not saying it to her face, because I don't want her growing up to believe that's who she is. Because again, remember what I said from the beginning. Your influence is very big as a parent. What you tell them sticks. What you tell them, they take it to heart. What you tell them, they believe. So I want you to tell me, which of these confidence killers are you guilty of? Just so I know, Rashida, you're not the only one on this call. So let me know, which of these confidence killers are you guilty of? Don't be shy. It's a safe space. We're not here to judge anybody. We're not here to judge you. Share with me in the comments which of these confidence killers you are guilty of. Okay, so we move. I am waiting to read from you. I have not read from anybody just yet. You can just type in the numbers. You don't have to type the actual. You don't have to type the actual confidence killers or the parenting habits. Just type in the number. So today we're going to be learning this 5 framework that I have put together. Come in. Oh, thank you. She said almost all. Fantastic. Now you know, and I hope that everybody starts doing better. Overcorrection. Okay. So today we're going to be learning this 5-part framework. Very quickly, I'm going to explain it. What you can do, what you can start doing, how you can make sure your child experience, your child's environment is well prepped, and your relationship with your child is well done, so that you can begin to raise a confident child. You can begin to change all those conditioning to raise a confident child. And please, this method is not a quick fix. It is not a quick fix. If you're not ready to put in the work, I am sorry. It cannot help you. But if you're ready to put in the work, if you're ready to challenge yourself, because change is very hard. Change is very, very hard. But if you're ready to put in the work, you're welcome to the amazing transformation you're going to get. Even your child, they're going to give you a side eye like, hey, mommy, really? For real? Yeah, I can do that. Let's quickly get into it. So the first part is, so I call it brave. Brave. So you don't forget it. BRAVE. BRAVE. So what does B stand for? B stands for build safe spaces to talk. Build safe. Don't let your home be a place where when mommy comes in, everybody's shaking, everybody is starting to sit down. Your child cannot be messy around you. They cannot be goofy around you. They cannot laugh, they cannot dance, they cannot do any of that. No, don't make your home that kind of place. Make your home a place that is welcoming. Make your home a place that is safe. Safe for your child to be themselves, to express themselves. Make it safe for your child to be themselves, to express themselves. And one of the action plans you can take from building a safe space to talk is to create a 10-minute talk time with no phones. Please, I intentionally put that no phones because now phones is now a pandemic. Honestly, let's be very honest. Phone is now a pandemic, and I don't want to know if you have a teenager that has a phone that it's all those Gen Z. Is a lie. All of us in this room were guilty of overly pressing our phones. So when you want to have this time with your child, let it be a full 10 minutes is a very short time to give your child. 10 minutes is a very short time. Give your child that 10 minutes, talk to them. I'm going to, at the end of this session, I have a free resource that I want to give you. I'm nice like that. That I want to give you. And that it contains things that you can start doing today. Today. You can start doing them today. You can do about 3 to 6 of them. And when you do them, trust me. And I am very happy to hear from you after this masterclass. Reach out to me. If anything works, if you are stuck anywhere, let me know. I am very happy to respond to you or your question. Ask open when you do this 10 minutes talk time, ask open-ended questions. Never laugh at what they share with you. Not like if it is funny, of course, you can laugh about it. But laughing at them like, what are you talking about? When if like the kind of laugh I'm talking about, you understand, the one that makes them feel like, oh, they're not enough or they're not doing enough. Let their words come, don't rush them, okay? So the R stands for recognize. Recognize and celebrate small wins. This one, let me tell you, there's even a way that a lot of us do this that we don't do it well. And I know I touched on it a bit earlier. Like, so for a lot of us, we just celebrate the outcomes. That's number one. And some of us, we don't even celebrate the win at all. So let's say there's a win. Your child has done something. Oh, before now, your child, she doesn't talk to you. When you're going on the road, somebody says hi to your child, she doesn't even answer. Or not because out of arrogance, so out of maybe they don't know what to say or they don't know what to do, and so they don't talk. Say, how are you fine, girl? They just keep quiet. They're just there. They're just looking. They're not saying anything. But there's a particular day, because you have tried to work on it, your child now says, good morning, ma. Even though they didn't say it loud, quite loud enough, but they said good morning. You will now, recognize, say, the other time I actually saw that you said good morning. Well done. That was nice, but the person could not hear you. Next time you have to speak up so they can hear you. Do you understand? So we don't celebrate, those little tiny things. And some of us, even when we celebrate it, we don't do it the right way. You don't celebrate the outcome. You celebrate the effort. So for me, in that case, if my daughter said good morning to somebody and I've been teaching her to say good morning when, of course, she sees semi-familiar people, what I would have done is I'll tell her, I can see you actually made efforts. You were brave enough to say good morning this time. That's nice. That's nice. Well done. It's just that next time you need to say it out so the person can hear you very well. Good job, my darling. Now, another layer, let me just teach you. I know you're not paying me for these things, but let me just tell you. If you want your prayers to be very effective and you want your child to always do something, although this method is not something that you continue to do for life, once you get your desired result, you can stop doing it, is that when you want to praise your child, first of all, identify the efforts. Mention what you have done. Don't just say, well done. Mention, well done. I love the way you did this. Or I love the fact that you made effort to do this. And then after mentioning what you have said they have done, please do move to them and make a physical contact. Now, that's very magical. Not because Coach Rashida says it, but because psychology backs it up. Make a physical contact, or if you can make a high contact or say it in a high pitch, like, well done, that was nice. Like, mention the efforts, then say, well done, that was nice. Mention what you specifically like, mention the effort, and then make a physical contact. Maybe you rub their heads, maybe you rub their backs, maybe you do a high five. Make a physical contact. Maybe you hug them. It works like magic. It just worked for me, and I know it will work for you too. Okay, so celebrate small wins. All right, let me move quickly because I don't want us to spend more than 1 hour and a few minutes on this call. The next one is allow them to struggle. If you don't allow your child to do hard things, I'm sorry, you're doing them a disservice. You are disempowering them. Allow them to struggle with things. Oh, your child is talking to you and they are saying something, and what you do is that you help them finish that sentence. What you're telling that child is, see, I don't have time. You're not even worthy of my time. I don't have time to listen to you. This also applies to giving them age appropriate chores. Let them do things. Let them struggle a bit with things. Don't always come to their rescue fast enough. My daughter, when she comes back from school, she'll say, hey, mommy, please help me with my uniform. She'll pull her hand up, I should pull it up. I'll tell her you can do it by yourself. You can pull it up. And at first, she will cry. She will grunt about it like, hey, mommy, please just help me. I'm tired. I'll say, darling, you can do it. Just do it. And she will do it. And after doing it, she will start laughing like, oh, I can actually do it. I'll say, yes, you can actually do it. And there are 1001 examples like that where I would make my daughter know that, see, mommy is not going to always be there for you. You need to try to do things by yourself. So let them experience manageable failures. I've mentioned that before. Let them speak for themselves. Don't always jump in. Somebody's asking how what is wrong with your child. Your child is 5. What is wrong? Let them talk. Let them be the one to explain. If I take my child to doctor's appointments, doctor no go vex for me, because I would have told my daughter, I would have briefed her like, okay, what did you say is wrong with you? She'll tell me everything. I'll say the doctor is going to ask you at the hospital. Speak for yourself, okay? So when we get to the hospital, I allow her interact with the doctor. Tell her, say good morning to the doctor. In fact, we would have done a little brief before we left home. So when we get to the doctor's office, explain yourself. Tell the doctor what is wrong with you. And the only time I come in is if there's some information she did not mention while she's explaining herself. And sometimes I even nudge her like, oh, you said somewhere on your back is painful. She's like, oh, yes, this part of my, I'll say, Toshi, show the doctor yourself. What I'm trying to tell that child is you can absolutely express yourself whether mommy is there or not. And then we have the V. We have treated B, build safe spaces. We have treated her, recognize and celebrate wins. Always celebrate wins, no matter how small. A for allow them to struggle. V for validate their feelings. And I'm sure I've mentioned a little bit of this one before. Don't let your child feel unheard. Don't feel like the alpha and omega. Sometimes you are even wrong as a parent. Listen to your child. You are not always correct. You are not always right. Sometimes you just need to listen to that child's perspective as well. You just need to hear them. Make them feel heard. If you make them feel heard, they feel safe around you. Very recently, my daughter shared something about sex with me. Like, oh, one of my classmates said this, but she won't be able to share if she feels like I'm not a safe space. And when she said it, I said, no, wahala. Before the school teaches you sex education, I'll do it myself. And of course, we've been having that kind of conversation. That is why she's able to tell me. And even though before she told me, she was like, Mommy, this is not I want to tell you. Should I tell you? I said, tell me now. You can always tell me anything. And that was when she told me. And when she told me, I did not react in a this. That girl is very nasty for saying that kind of thing. I'm going to report to your school authority. No, I didn't do any of that. What did I do? I had a conversation with my daughter. I told her more of, sex education according to her age, what she's supposed to understand. And maybe one of the things I will do is go to our school, tell the teachers, okay, you need to do a bit more of sex education. So these children know they don't have to, your child doesn't have to hear sex education from outside for the first time. That's even another topic entirely. That's not why we are here. But then allow your child, hear them. When you hear them, they find you as a safe space to have conversations with you. Okay? And when they're able to do that, they can also extend that to, the outside world. Then the final one is to expose them to opportunities. So I'm going to give you one free way. There are other ways, though. One free way to expose your child to opportunities. You can, I mean, go to your child's school, tell your child's teacher that, oh, I want my child to always, especially for those of us who think, oh, I want my child to be confident speaking in public. But you're not giving them the opportunity. So do you go to their school? Do you intentionally tell their teachers, please, oh, I want my child to make presentation in class? Always call her, always challenge her. That's one opportunities you're wasting. Some of us, we go to church, there's Sunday school, your child is 6, your child is 7, you're not pushing them, you're not telling them, oh, are you going to read the Bible, or are you going to lead the askar at the mosque today? Are you going to lead the church? You're not pushing them, you're not helping them see opportunities. So you have to help them see opportunities. Okay, give them a role in the family, encourage reading aloud and storytelling. Tell them to tell you stories. Children that read books, tell them to tell them to do all these things. I promise you, all the 5 things I have mentioned in the class today, if you can do them, I mean, shares to amazing parenting, shares to raising a confident child. Your child is going to be very confident. And maybe one last thing I have not said is, when I say expose them to opportunities as well, is to maybe expose them to opportunities of working with us at Speak Up Academy Nigeria. Now, let me tell you something. I have something very, very interesting to share with you. All right? So let's go. Oh, I am going to be sharing this later with you. Madiha is going to share this on the group, but Madiha, please, after the session, she's going to share these action plans for you. Now, I have put together 6 things you can do every day. It's a 1-page document that you can download it, and you can download it, you can print it out and paste it. You can also just write it out. Now, why am I asking you to do this? I'm asking you to do this because I want to make this, whatever it is you have learned here, easy to implement for you. When you see it, when you place it somewhere, maybe that's what works for me anyway, and I think it works for pretty much everyone. If you write things down, it solidifies it for you. If you have an idea in your head, the moment you write it down, it becomes more concrete. It doesn't just fade away in your head. So it's the same thing. If you want to really make these changes, if you are really intentional, if you want to take whatever it is you have learned from this class, if you want to take it to heart, okay, you really, really want to download this 1-pager, download it, print it if you can. If you cannot print it, it's not something that is too long, okay? Write them out, put it on your kitchen door, put it in the kitchen, put it somewhere you can always see it. These are very easy, very simple things you can do every single day. So now I mentioned earlier that there's a way you can work with us at Speak Up Academy Nigeria if you really want to raise a confident child. Apart from all the strategies I have told you to try at home, we are your partner. We're the people you can work with. And I said it with my full chest that if you work with us, if you partner with us, your child is going to be super confident. I'm saying this because I have worked with over 200 plus families. Most of my clients are from referrals, because a lot of times, I will even tell you that if my programs don't work for you, come back for a refund. Come back for a resale. Coach, give me my money. Give me my money. Now, let me tell you how this works. So there are 2 things I want to tell you today, and you can choose whichever one you want to work with. So the first one is our online club. So, and I have an offer for you. I have a special offer for you. So stay with me. So what's this online? What's this about? Our club is like a all year round access. So they stay consistent and at learning and practice. So you want to raise a confident child. You want your child to speak up confidently. You want your child to have leadership skills. You want your child to express themselves. You want your child to be all of these things. Our Speak Up Online Club provides that for them. So it's a global club. Like I said, we have children from US, we have children from UK, we have children from Canada, we have children from United Arab Emirates, we've had children from Malaysia. Yes, we've had children from Malaysia. So it's a global community of children who are also trying to build confidence. So if you're very keen on raising a child that is very confident, this is a place for you. It's a all year round access. So how does it work? Every weekend You get to choose between Saturdays or Sundays to join the class. Your child is going to join the class. You can choose morning or afternoon batch, whichever one works for you. If you want your child to speak clearly, think critically, express themselves confidently, lead boldly, grow wholesomely in a global safe community. See, all of the skills we teach in our Speak Up Club, I'm beating my chest to tell you that the skills that some adults are paying to do now. In fact, companies are training their staffs for it. But if you can catch your child young, if you can empower your child now, you can imagine what it's going to be for them. So who is it for? For children who you think, oh, this child is very shy and reserved, or even to children who you think, oh, they are expressive, but I need to help them to put that expression to good use. For children who they speak well at home, but they freeze outside. For children who talks confidently but lack structure. For children who needs leadership skills. Because you just think these children, some children that your child are going outside to compete with. These are the things that they are doing. Okay, they are in trainings like our own. They are learning how to be confident. They are learning public speaking skills. They are learning all of this, and those are the things we are giving you. This is not just, oh, let your child come and learn how to become a public speaker. No, they are going to learn way more than that. So what are they going to be learning? They're going to be learning confidence building. They're going to be learning public speaking skills, emotional intelligence, critical thinking, leadership skills, habit formation, character development. It's very fun and practical and very interactive. Okay, so I have already told you that it's a live class. It's not a recorded class. Live class. They're going to get the chance to be with Coach Rashida live. They're going to get a chance to be with Coach Rashida live every weekend. Every single weekend, they're going to get a chance to be with me live. And so I'm coming, please. I'm getting back to my slide. So that's the class schedule there. I think I'd mentioned the class schedule earlier. We have different slots for US and Canada because, well, they have a different time zones from us. But most times, other people are able to fit into Nigeria time zone. UK, Malaysia, UAE, they're able to fit into Nigeria time zone. But US and Canada, their time zone is different. So how much are we talking about? For a year, for 52 weeks, I think we have 52 weeks in a year, right? For the whole year. Every weekend, your child gets access to this community where they learn all of the things I've talked about, where they learn to be wholesome, where they no longer feel shy or shrink, or they no longer keep quiet in places where they're supposed to open their mouth. They no longer feel small. Now they have the roadmap. Because sometimes it's because your child, they are not in the right room. They're not in the rooms where they are handed the roadmap to say, this is how to do these things. And that's why they are clueless. They don't know what to say. I remember one time I was having this conversation with my daughter and she was like, I did not say anything because I don't know what to say. And then I had to walk her through, oh, if you find yourself in this situation, this is what you should say. But think about your child having a constant access to a community where they get to learn all these things for just 150,000 naira. And I have a very juicy offer for you. But our regular fee is 150,000 naira per year. We have payment installments available. You can pay 70% upfront, and after 8 weeks, you pay the remaining 30%. We have 5% bonus applies to siblings. So if you have 2 or more children, you get extra 5% discount. So what are the results parents see? I have mentioned some of them to you earlier. They raise their hands in class, they grow in confidence, they introduce themselves confidently, and that's, I can beat my chest. We have a lot of children in our academy like that. In fact, some of them alumni, some of them they're still in our club, and I can beat my chest that if your child gets into our academy, they are going to. So what's the special offer that I have for you? Special offer that I have for you is that if you pay 130,000 naira today, between now and the next 48 hours, if you pay, you can pay 130,000 naira. So you get to save 20,000 naira. I'm very nice like that because I know you're all intentional parents and you really want this for your child. So you can pay 130,000 naira. Like I said, there's a flexible payment available, and this offer is only valid for 48 hours. After 48 hours, the price goes back up to 150,000 naira. The price goes back up to 150,000 naira. So I just quickly want to share some of the testimonials, the parents who have enrolled their kids into our academy, some of their testimonials. One of our parents said, "Good morning, ma, I speak up family." Do you see that some parents, they've even become family. They don't say Coach Rashida, they don't say Speak Up Academy, they say Speak Up Family. That's what they say, because we literally become your family. We become a part of your family. And I'll tell you why we become a part of your family. At Speak Up Academy Nigeria, we're not working with just your child. We're working with your family. And how do we work with your family? Once your child gets into the academy, once you enroll them, we're going to onboard you like a queen. We give you resources. We give your child resources. We're also going to make sure that week in, week out, you get to understand what is happening at the club, what your child is learning. And we're not going to stop there. We're also going to share insights with you. So say we're learning about emotional intelligence. We're going to tell you what your child, what you can be doing at home, like right now, help your child, to help your child thrive, or to help them build their emotional intelligence. Okay? To build their emotional intelligence. I'm quickly trying to navigate back to my slide. So see what a parent is telling us. Says, "Good, our Speak Up family, we appreciate your effort this far on all my children. They're doing really great in all aspects. If I could get a clip of one of our presentation at the end of the year activities a while back, where she actually presented in midst of crowd, I will share with you." Another parent says, "Thank you for checking. Bilal is doing well, and he has over time built on the foundation laid by Speak Up Academy. His confidence is still very intact, and he's always ready to take up challenges. Furthermore, I'd like to know if online classes are available, because I will be enrolling his siblings for your leadership program." I tell you, most of our clients, they're from referrals. We have a lot of siblings in our academy, because you can't just stop at once if you get a taste of what we do at Speak Up Academy Nigeria. This last one I'm going to be sharing with you, she said, she was sharing with me about her child, and then she says, she prepared her speech, and I was amazed with the transformation. She did the audition severally, and she was given the opportunity. It was a large crowd. They used staff school hall. I was impressed. I believe she's a born leader, and the presentation class is helping out, all thanks to you. This can be you and your child as well. If you prepare a good environment for your child in the house, and you give your child to us, and you allow us to be your partner, we have even more on our page. Oh, go to our page, that thousands and millions of, okay, million will be an exaggeration, maybe thousands too, but there are lots of positive feedbacks from parents, and I'm very sure you know. I'm going to show you just one last one, and it's a video. But before I do it, I told you I wanted to show you two of our programs. This online club is the yearly plan, where you come in for 1 year, your child gets access for the entire year, and it's just 150,000 naira, and that's roughly, like, say 12,500 naira per month. And now that I have discounted this for you in the next 48 hours, I'm not even sure it's up to 10k again per month. Such a very, affordable price, so you can get to be a part of this. So the other one that I want to show you, maybe there's some parents here that feel like, we don't want to do the yearly plan. This one is for you. And before you go, I have case studies to share with you, so stay with me. So if you feel like, oh no, Coach Ashida, let's just we don't want to do a yearly plan, this one is for you. So we have summer classes that we run every single year. We run summer classes every year. And in our summer class, it's a global community. I already mentioned that before. We have children from all across the world join our summer classes. And in our summer class, so the difference between, and you might be asking, so what's the difference? The difference between the summer class and the online club is that the summer class runs for only 1 month. In the month of August, the longer holiday runs for only 1 month, and the online club is for the entire year. The summer class, because your child, they're going to be home, the classes runs 3 times a week. For the online club, it runs only 1 time a week. The summer class would cover only a few parts of the curriculum, not the full curriculum. The online club covers the full curriculum, okay? covers the full curriculum. Your child gets to keep learning and learning all through the year. But for the summer class, we're only going to cover public speaking, emotional intelligence, confidence building, and listening skills. And it is 50,000 naira. We have early birds till July 15. Yes, we have early birds till July 15. And because you are in this room, because you are in this room, I am going to be giving you a summer class. Only for if Madia ever drops the link, if you follow the link, if you follow the seller link, you are going to find 42,000 naira there. So this payment method is even only available for the next 48 hours. If you want your child to be part of us in August, for the next 48 hours, you can pay 35,000 naira. Only eligible for the next 48 hours. 35,000. I have nice like that. Very, very nice like that. I don't know if you have questions. If you have questions, please let me know. You can ask your questions concerning either the Speak Up Online Club or the Speak Up Online Club or the Speak Up Summer. If you have questions, please let me know. Madia is going to drop more information on the group. She's going to drop our account number. And if you even have more information, you have more questions, feel free. My DM is very open. Come to my DM, ask me questions. I am very open to hearing from you. I would also quickly like to share a parent's testimonial with you before we go. Sorry, I quickly want to share the testimonial with you. Madi, are you able to share from your hand? I am trying to see. Okay, I have downloaded it from my hand. I want to quickly show you what one
Yes,
of our
it will let me
parents are
share.
saying. What did you say?
Yes, it will let me share. I'm sharing it now.
Okay. All right. Okay. Adiha, please share, please share, please share. I want you to see what you are going to absolutely love if you join us at Speak Up Academy Nigeria. It's way, way beyond just public speaking skills. Your child is going to constantly build their confidence. You're going to see it, you're going to feel it, you're going to see it with your own eyes. And Madia, please let me know as how it goes. Are you sharing
Good
already?
afternoon, everyone. I'm sharing it now. Can you see my screen?
Am I still in this meeting? What's happening?
I can hear you. Good afternoon, everyone. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay, I'll stop playing it now. Thank you.
All right, you can play it. We can't hear the audio, Madiha. I think you need to unmute yourself. Yes.
Speak of Academy Nigeria. Of course, she was Mrs. Jaji to Fatima. My daughter's name is Mariam Opeyemi Jaji. Mariam joined the Speak Up Academy Nigeria when she was 8 years old. Before Mariam joined the Speak Up Academy Nigeria, of course, she was an expressive child, but there was one thing about her. She was a bit reserved. She made friends, but she would always mind her business. And when she just Speak Up Academy, she became more expressive. She became someone who was making a lot of friends. One other thing that was very important that happened to her after joining the Speak Up Academy in Nigeria was that she would then love to make
Okay, so the video is frozen on my hand. Is that the way it is for everyone?
Yes. Yes, ma.
Oh, yes, okay. It's frozen from my hand as well, Madiha. I don't know if you can see or if you can hear us. The video is frozen. And because of time, Madiha, please, you would have to help us drop the link to the testimonials. I would ask Madiha to drop the link to the testimonials on the group. You're going to love what you would hear. And that's just to show you that Speak Up Academy is the right place if you are looking to raise a confident child. If you make us your partners, you're not going to regret it. One thing we pride ourselves in is excellence and the fact that you will get 200% value for your money. 200, yes, I said what I said. You will get 200% value for your money. We take making sure we get results very seriously, and we go about it in the best way possible. So you are in very, very safe hands. Please, if you have any questions for me about whether it's the Speak Up Online Club or the Speak Up Summer, please do let me know in my DM. You can put it on the group. You can message me directly in the on the WhatsApp on the business line. I am very, very happy to engage. I am very, very happy to answer your questions. And very quickly, I would quickly go through these case studies and practical fixes. If you are enjoying this class so far, I want you to maybe give me a thumbs up or use a reaction. Do something. Do something. Let me know I'm not alone. Do something. If you're feeling it, if you have learned something, if there's a light bulb moment for you, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So let us go on to case studies and practical fixes. Case studies and practical fixes. I had to do this, and it's the same reason we asked on the group. We wanted to hear from you. We wanted to hear some of the challenges that you have so we can address them directly. And even though this is free, you can see how value packed this session is. You can imagine what we will do if you give us your money, if you allow us to be your partner on this journey. Okay, so let us talk about some of the cases that was being shared with me and some of the practical fixes that I have put together. So some people have told me, oh, my child speaks at home, but it's quiet in public. This one is very common. In fact, I would say this one took about 50%. So you're not alone. And that's happened to me before. I already shared my experience with you. So the first thing you want to do, depending on the age of the child, if your child is 8, let's say if your child is about from 6 and above, you want to have it, maybe not 6, let's say 7. From when they are 7 and above, you can try to have a conversation with them about if they're even older kids, like maybe they're teenagers or they are adults. So when I say adults, I mean from 18. You want to ask, you want to discuss it. You want to discuss it. Please, 1 minute. Please, 1 minute. Uh, okay, I'm so sorry. My daughters needed my attention. And even though they're still crying. Okay, hopefully we're able to round this up as soon as possible. So So I said that shared with me. I hope everybody can still hear me. So that shared with me, oh, my child speak at home, but it's quiet in public. This one is very common, super duper common. And like maybe 50% of parents share that they have this particular problem. And so if you have a child that's like this, one of the things you want to do is to ask genuinely. Like I told you, there was a time I asked my daughter why she did a particular thing that she did, and she told me for real that, Mommy, I honestly didn't know what to say. And let me give you the instance. So we were together, and then we saw a friend of mine, and this friend of mine said she had not met this person before, so she's not very familiar with the person. She's not very familiar with the person, and you know what she did? She didn't answer the person. The person kept saying, "What should I buy for you?" We're in the market. Like, "What should I buy for you, Freda?" And she didn't say anything. She was just looking like, firstly, she's never been in that situation before. We have both never been in that. Nobody has ever told her, "Oh, what should I buy for you?" If anybody wanted to gift her something, they would just give it to her. You understand? And then I just calmly asked her that day, "Oh, what do you want her to buy for you?" I said, we're in front of a fruit shop. I even told the person that she's not so much of a very fruit person, honestly. And she was like, "Oh, because of the kind of market that we have, that she doesn't even know what to do, and she's parked her car very far away." And when we got home, I had a conversation with her, like, "Oh, so why didn't you say anything?" Because I'm not the one that would drop into a conversation. The silence was very awkward because I kept quiet. I was looking at her. I was waiting for her to answer. And she didn't say anything. And at some point, she was like, "Nothing." She just shook her head. I when we got to my hack that why did she say anything? She was like, "Oh, mommy, I've never been in that situation before. I didn't even know what to say." And there was not even anything around that she could buy for me. They were selling pepper and fruits around us. And what could I have possibly said I wanted? And that was when it dawned on me. I was like, okay, that was actually saying. I was like, oh, in case at future time, you could say, I don't want anything. Okay, you could tell her, "I don't want anything," or "There's really nothing around here that I want," or just I then, and that's a template for her. Going forward, she would know what to say. So ask your child and agree to a way forward around it. Okay, I know that you are just awkwardly quiet. Okay, you know what you can do? Next time we see this person, just say hi to the person. Say hi, say good morning, sir. For us Muslims, we say assalamu alaikum a lot. So we would say, oh, say assalamu alaikum to the person. As long as I say salam alaikum, I know the person. I'm not saying strangers, but as long as I know the person, okay, say salam alaikum to the person, okay? So we just started from just say salam alaikum to the person. You don't even have to say, if they say how are you, if you like, don't answer, but just say salam alaikum to no, okay, I think we started with how are you, fine. Because there was a time even if you told her how are you, should not say fine. But this was not at 7, no, this was around maybe at 4, 5. They say how are you, she's just looking at you. Okay, how are you? Talk now. So I started giving her a gentle nudge. Not talking to her about it. We started having a gentle nudge around it. So if we see someone and they say, "Oh, pretty girl, how are you?" I'll say, if anybody says, "How are you?" If it's a familiar person, I know the person, say fine now, say fine. And then the first time she said fine in a very low tone, I said, "Hey, oh my God, well done. I love the fact that you tried to say fine, but you weren't audible enough. Next time you have to talk in a way that people would hear what you're saying. Do you understand?" She said yes. And then we moved on. And then you will find out that later, whenever she finds herself in that situation, she would say fine loud enough that the person can hear her. So discuss it before outing. You're going out with your daughter, I'm going out with my daughter. I'm likely going to see somebody I know, and I want to help them, ease into, semi-familiar people. You have to tell them, you tell them, when you see this person, say good morning, say good morning to this person, say good morning to the great man, say good morning to the cashier, say good morning when you're paying. You're the one that will give the card. Give the card to the cashier and say, "Have it, ma," or "Have it, sir," depending on who. Prompt them very gently. Don't force them. Just prompt them gently. Start with a simple goal. Like I said, start from just saying hello. Before you know it, teach them to say good afternoon, ma. Before you know it, you make them raise their, just layer on it like that. And a gentle, like I said, don't force over it, and don't force it. Don't give them one bad abara and say, wait, Joe, you cannot even greet this person. What is wrong with you? When you do that, they are going to have a negative habit towards it. They're going to have a negative feeling towards greeting people. So you have to do it very nicely. Some people say my child needs to confidently express themselves. Well, you are going to have to use the template, the resource I am going to send to you. Like I said, write it out, paste it somewhere where you can always see it, so you remember. So if you cannot print it out, write it out. It's not a very lengthy document. Write it out in your own A4 paper, paste it on your kitchen door, so it just reminds you. It doesn't have to be strong. You don't have to say, every 5:10 every day I must engage my daughter. No, it could be when you're cooking, it could be when you're taking them to school, whatever. create a speaking engagement with your child. Me, I even do it in public places. At the hospital, oh, we are waiting for our medication. We're at the pharmacy, we're waiting for medication, we're waiting to be called. I will engage my daughter, I'll have a conversation with her just so she's able to. I take opportunities not to press my phone in that moment. I connect in that social gathering. Okay. Some of us will say, I'll give them micro speaking, public speaking moments like the one that I do in the hospital and all of that. Sometimes, pick a time, I've explained all these things. Public speaking stage fright. Some of your children, they will freeze. I'm even happy to share with you. I currently have a new client school that I am working with, and I've only worked with them for one term. So let me just give you an idea of what one term looks like. So I go there only once in a week, and we've only worked for last term and then this term. And they have a child. I have a child in that club. In fact, it's the child of the owner of the school who would always cry anytime she's been called to do anything in the assembly or in class. She will cry. Serious one. And she's very adamant. No matter how much you beat her, she's 9 years old. And I remember the mother telling me, when we're going to start the training for the kids, that Coach Rashida, my daughter, this is the way she is. Oh, she doesn't do this, she doesn't do that. And that conversation literally moved from that to Coach Rashida, this girl, nothing on the assembly, anywhere she finds herself, she's able to express, no, your program works. Well done, ma. And I'm talking about this very last Tuesday, she was telling me that. And I was so happy inside of me, like, yeah, Speak Up Academy works. Coach Rashida is amazing. You understand what I'm saying? So some of your children have this public speaking fright. Bring them to speak up. Okay, bring them to class. But one of the other things you can do is that let them start small from home, expose them to speaking opportunities, enroll them to our online club. Yes, enroll them to our Speak Up Summer. If you think you want to start with Speak Up Summer, that is fine. Let them come to summer. I promise you, you will definitely want them to stay for our online club for the entire year. Use affirmations. So when I talk about affirmations, it's also part of the action plan that I have made for you. FOC, I am nice like that. You are going to have to say really nice things to your kids. Please say nice things to your kids. They believe you, like I said earlier. They believe you so much. So you have got to say nice things to them. Say nice things to them. Tell them, oh, I love the girl you are becoming. You're becoming confident. When you start seeing the changes, when you implement all the things you're learning from this class, praise them. Use affirmations for them. Tell them your voice is powerful. Your voice is meaningful. You're amazing just the way you are. You don't need to be perfect. Tell them affirmations. Use affirmations for them. Okay? Say affirmations to them. And the other scenarios that I have here is some people say, oh, I'm trying to change to the next slide. So some people say, oh, my child, she can't talk. And I've seen a lot of parents who think, oh, they do not need Speak Up Academy. We don't need your academy. My child can already talk. This one doesn't need all those kind of things. I'm happy to tell you that. First of all, if you want to help that kind of child, you have to ditch the label. Don't tell your child she's a talkative. Don't tell your child. Don't say all of those things to your child. Over time, they begin to think. They say I talk too much. Let me keep quiet. They say I talk too much. And before you know it, they crawl into their shell. And then now you start complaining again. Oh, this child, she's reserved. She's shy. She's not speaking up for herself. Because a lot of times you have told them they are talkative. They are talking too much. So teach turn talking. Make sure that they don't talk over you. If your child talks a lot, when you're talking to them and they want to talk, tell them, no, you can't talk over me. Let me finish. You have to finish. If they have siblings, you tell them you have to be calm. Let your sister finish. When they're done talking, you also say your own. So it helps them know that, okay, there has to be limit to, how much of how I talk and how I can talk over another person. Channel the energy. Use the opportunities that you have. I've told you some of the opportunities. There are opportunities in your church. There are opportunities at the mosque. There are even opportunities in your communities that you can help your child channel those opportunities. For example, I've been looking at, how can I help my 7-year-old? So I remember that recently I went to a social gathering with my daughter, and I know that she's never had to volunteer to speak in that kind of gathering before. You know, there were audience, there was this audience, it's an open field event. There was an audience, and you know, the MC was asking questions, and I was encouraging her. Hey, go now, go answer the question. And at first she was like, I see all these people, I can't do it. I can't do it. And I kept telling her, you can do it, you can do it. And I'm not going to even lie. I was a bit pushy at some point, and then my sister had to tell me, "No, don't worry, just leave her. Let her ease into it." I said, "Okay, oh, I'm just looking at you not missing this opportunity, because if you don't do it today, next time you find yourself in this kind of opportunity, you're still going to keep doubting yourself." I remember saying that, and that was the last thing I said. And I think few seconds after, let's say 30, 40 seconds after, she just walked up to, she didn't even tell me that, "Mommy, I'm going up to the stage." She didn't say that. She just walked up to the stage herself to do it. I quickly brought out my phone and I was doing a video, and I was shouting, "Oh, well done, well done." I love that courage. I love that you challenge yourself, you know. So you need to help your child, give them opportunities to explore that thing that they feel that they have. Tell them to tell stories. Tell them to read book and come and tell you the stories. You know, help them channel that opportunity. Also teach them listening skills. Bring them to speak up. I promise you, they're going to be better for it. Now, for new and intending parents, make sure you are doing all the things. Now you understand what it feels or what it means to build, how a child's confidence can be chipped away, and how you can build their confidence. So you want to make sure you are depositing their confidence back. You start early. Start early. Start from when they're 1, from when they're 2. Let them say affirmations. Also say affirmations to them, you know, expose them to public speaking opportunities early. Now, for those who say, "Oh, my child don't speak boldly under scrutiny." So if some parents told me, "Oh, my child is always stammering when it is time to maybe stand up for themselves and all that." So the first thing is that you need to ask that child, if the only time they stammer is when they are under scrutiny, then you need to talk to them about, "When you stammer, you know, you can talk to me. You can take your time. If you want to stammer, just take a pause and take your time to talk to me." Also, make sure you're a safe space. Like I said, make sure your child is able to tell you anything. The way you react to how do you react to their mistakes? They make one small mistakes, you already have pepper body. See, I'm not saying that we're all guilty of this, and we need to always constantly work on ourselves to make sure that we are safe space enough for our children to always talk to us. So they want to talk to us, they're not shivering, they're not, because they know that, oh, maybe if I say something that my mommy can land me one hot slap or one hot knock on my head, they feel safe to explain, to say that even in my house, my children know that the fact that you tell me the truth doesn't mean that there's no consequence for what you have done. There's a consequence. But if you tell me the truth, you know, maybe the consequence can be a little lesser than what it would be if you don't tell me the truth. So because of that, they always try to tell the truth. So, and this is where I am going to be dropping the balls. It's been about 1 hour 30 minutes of talking to all of you, and I want us to wrap this up very, very quickly. If you have questions, please, you can send me. If you have questions, please, you can ask them now. Please go ahead so that I can answer the questions before we call it a day. Do you have any questions? It could be questions about our club. It could be questions about our summer classes. It could be question about it could be question about our club. It could be question about our summer classes. It could be question about parenting that you want me to answer. So if you have any question, also I would like you to share with me if the session has been helpful, if the session has been impactful, and all that. Any question? Am I that good? Am I that articulate that you got all the concepts and you don't have any question? I'm very happy to answer your question. Okay, so in the absence of any question, you can also ask your question on the group, but in the absence of any question, we're just going to call it a day. Please do follow us on social media. The other time I said you should use affirmations, say affirmations to your children. We have a lot of affirmations you can say to your children on our page. I'm going to tell Madiha to drop the link to our affirmation highlights so you can look up some examples that you can use. Please, I beg of you, there is no point coming to this masterclass if, okay, Mrs. Nafisa Lawal has a question. Please, you can unmute yourself and ask before we call it a day. You can unmute yourself. Can she hear me? You can unmute yourself. All right, so as I was saying, please follow us on our social media pages. There are a lot of gems. I can beat my chest. If you open our social media today, and you want to say, oh, let me consume all the content, you're not going to be done until next week. And you
Hello,
don't. Hello, okay, I can hear you.
I'm there now. Good evening. Assalamu alaikum.
Good evening, wa alaikum
Well,
salam.
well done. Thank you, Jazakumullah Khairan, for this
I mean,
opportunity. Thank you.
okay,
Actually, my question is on parenting.
okay,
So, and I'm going to try to make it fast and
all right,
enough. Okay. I have a girl that stays with me. She's my
okay,
cousin. So when she got to the age of menstruation, so she told me, she came to me confidently and told me, Mom, I saw this and this. Earlier, prior to then, I used to talk to her regarding menses, what she's expected of, and the likes. So what now surprised me is that when my own daughter got to that age, in fact, she started, she never told me. I was but being a suspicious parenting, I was like, I was suspecting. Then before you know, I got up to know. So when I now knew, I was like, why don't you tell me? Why are you being confident about this? What happened? So she said nothing. She doesn't know how I'm going to react and the likes. So ever since then, I've been like, I've been
you're
wondering
sure.
what happened. I was shocked. My own daughter couldn't confide in
Confide.
me. So I was a bit disturbed. I don't know
Hmm.
what's going wrong. So that's the question.
Okay.
Thank
So, what I would just say about that is there are lots of things that can contribute to that. And there is no how to approach this conversation than to mention that firstly, we're in a society that makes menstruation feel like a shameful thing. And I say this as someone, as when I was a teenager, whenever I was, on my period, there's a stigma that comes with, oh, when your dress stains. So I don't know whether she had gotten the conditioning from my environment. Maybe there's been some of our friends that were doing it and they were a bit discreet about it. It's not something that everybody should know. Nobody should ever know, that you are doing this. And the way we are overly cautious about, oh, I must not get stained. And I'm very happy that there are men on this call that, we begin to have that conversation with our children, our male children as well, to be aware that it is something that is very biological. It is not something that is shameful for a girl child to do. So when you see a girl child maybe was stained and all that, it's not a secret. It is biology happening. It is something that should naturally happen to a girl. If it doesn't happen, it's a problem. Now, I'm just trying to see if maybe the mentality she had came from the other environment she's exposed to, given the fact that this has always been a conversation you've been having with her. You understand what I'm saying? So, in case, this case, it is not your fault. Yeah, I would say, but it would also mean that you need to constantly have this conversation with your child, constantly ask her how she is doing, ask her how not telling you, kind of made you feel like, oh, I am very shocked you didn't tell me about that. um Depending on her age, you could ask her why didn't you tell me, why didn't you? If she says, oh, I don't know how you feel about it, you don't know, you think I'll feel bad. Oh no, menses is not something to be ashamed of. In fact, I am very distant. And then also maybe you try to get involved, help her look through maybe a circle length educator on, oh, this is what circle length means. Make sure she has a, small sanitary package she can always keep in her bag, and make sure that our knowledge on sex education is updated to our age, um, according to what she's supposed to learn as a teenager. You understand what I'm saying? So I just think that's the way forward. Make sure you continue and you consistently have conversation with her around it. And I'm very sure there's still a why she didn't tell you. Maybe you still need to have a conversation with her. Don't pressure it, just tell her that, maybe jokingly one day she's very happy. You can ask her that, I'm just giving an example. Let's say her name is Rashida. Rashida, and there's something I want to ask you. And I'm still shocked that you didn't tell me about this thing. And I really do want to know, why didn't you tell me? And if she still says shame, tell her that there's nothing, I repeat, there's nothing to be shameful about menstruation. It's a general knowledge. It's biology. There's nothing wrong with your body. There is nothing to be ashamed about. In fact, if you get to a certain age and you don't get it, there's a problem. We need to go to the hospital. Now that you have it, it's a sign that you're complete human, you're complete woman, your body functions well. And then also constantly, give her the sex education that she needs, and how she needs to maybe understand her body, care for her body, and all of that. Sometimes, again, it's not us. Parenting is a lot of times just make sure you do your best. But there's something about God. God will not leave people who are doing their best and reward those who are not doing anything. So sometimes, and that's when you have done your best, and what you still get is what you are maybe exactly not looking forward to. Then you now leave it to God and say, God, thought I've done my bit. So you see me, I am trying for this child. So that's it. And no, I'm not trying to say that if you don't put in the work, you have to put in the work, but there's always a G factor in everything that we do as well, whether we're Muslim or Christians. So is there any other question before we call it a day? Okay, so I think there's a question in the chat box that says that how can I join your summer class? And I think there's also one very important thing I didn't mention when I was mentioning that. So for our summer class, we take children from age 7. For our summer class, we take children from age 7 to 13. If you have a child that is more than 13 years old, we have a separate program for your child. We have our signature course for your child. It's a run for 12 weeks and all of that. Please let me know on WhatsApp if you have a child that is more than 13. So for children who are between ages 7 to 13, the summer class will run through August, all through August, all the weeks in August. Summer class is going to run that time. Your child has to be 7 and above, 7 to 13. But for our online club, we take children from age 6. Age 6. We take children from age 6 for our online club. So I don't know if you have more questions, please. Madia is going to drop more messages on the group. Don't forget the discounts runs only for 48 hours. After 48 hours, the price is going to revert to the normal price. Thank you very kindly, everyone who is on the call today. Mrs. Adenike Sani, thank you very much. Mrs. Ismail Saidat, Mr. Lukman Alimi, thank you so much. Mrs. Murtada Mulkat, there was this Mrs. Victoria, I think she's left now, Mrs. Saida Badmos. Thank you, Mrs. Royhana Okwere. Thank you very much for joining this session. I'll be very much available to answer your questions. I will share more details on the group. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Mrs. Ismail, for, yes. So thank you. And that'll be the end of our session. Thank you for coming. Bye, everyone. Okay, Ms. Adenike, you have a question? You can unmute yourself. Just have to stop recording. Mrs. Adenike. Oh, okay. Okay. Please.
Hello, ma.